Hey everyone, I am TC's Views and I am the 40-year-old Naturalista, and I'm here to give you tips and tricks for natural hair, especially for those of you who are about to turn 40 or already in your 40s and entering into your 50s and you just want to start fresh and brand new. So today I am not going to do anything funky with my hair. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the process of going natural. We all go through it. Some of you are probably contemplating, should I go natural? Should I stop relaxing my hair? Should I cut my locks off? Should I shave, buzz cut my hair? When I decided that it was time for me to go natural, I was sitting in my hairstylist's chair, and I was there in that shop for about, I don't know, 7 hours. I had an appointment and I was supposed to be in and out maybe 2 hours tops. It was just a touch up. And I said, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. Besides, the middle of my hair, as you know, was thinning, and I thought that it was from the relaxers. Turns out it was just, you know, me getting up in age, and that's what happens when you get a little bit older. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to go natural. But I had to prepare. So I did a lot of research, and one of the things I had to figure out was my hair type. What in the world? What? I don't even remember what my hair type was, much less how to even classify it. So the first time that I heard about this hair type system was when Andre Walker, he is the hairstylist for Oprah Winfrey, he had mentioned something about, you know, 4A, B, C for African American hair. And then I start Googling around, I start reading a lot of blogs and watching a lot of tutorials. What you're about to see here is Andre Walker's hair system and it's ranging from 1 to 4, 1 being the straightest and 4 being the kinkiest or the curliest. So it turns out, according to Andre's chart, my hair is actually a 4B, actually a 4A. So this whole time I thought it was a 4C. At the end of the day, you know, if your hair is curly, it's curly. If your hair is straight, bone straight, and yes, there are some women out there who have bone straight hair and there's no relaxers, no dyes, no chemicals, and they're a naturalista. It's not subject to our skin color, people of color, right? But for those of you, I get it. I know why you all are watching. It's because you and I, we look alike. We have almost the same type of hair. We are going through the same things as far as getting older and trying to figure out what to do with our natural hair. I get it, so I hope you keep watching. In the past, I always classified my hair as just being nappy, but now that I know what my hair type is, I was able to embrace it and move forward. So, moving on to the second process of going natural. So the second process of going natural for me was, what do I do? Do I do a big chop or do I grow my hair out and trim a little bit? So like I just mentioned, there's 2 ways of going natural. You do the big chop, which means it doesn't matter how long your hair is. If you have like maybe a ½ inch of new growth, you go to your hairdresser and you're like, just cut it all off. So that's what I did. But before I did that, I was like, well, maybe I should try growing my hair out and then trimming my hair. And I said, you know, either way, I have to figure out who is going to do it. I had to look for that natural hairstylist who was going to walk me through the big chop, no matter what I decide, or my grow out stage and then trimming a little bit. And my main qualification, that hairstylist had to be natural. It was a 100% must. And so I found Jennifer, and she is a hairdresser, a natural hairdresser, and she owns the shop called Together. And she's a natural, and I love the fact that she was able to tell me more about my hair, and she was sympathetic about the weak spot in the center of my hair. And she's like, you know, Tamika, we all go through it. She has it, and she's an older woman. She's older than me, and it was just very comforting to know that I was able to sit in her chair and know that she was gonna take care of me, and she did. So for those of you who decides to do the big chop and just go ahead and cut it all off, hooray for you. For those of you who decides to, you know what, I want to keep my shoulder length hair and trim as I go, hooray for you too. I call that length addiction. Why do I call it length addiction? I just think it's a vanity thing. It's like, what is up with the length? Why are you holding on to that length? Your hair is going to shrink, it's going to curl and coil, it's going to do what it's supposed to do. For some people, going natural or doing the big chop, it's a huge emotional adventure for them. It's a journey because, you know, some people look at it and be like, oh, I'm going to cut off all my locks or all my long hair and start fresh, and I'm going to leave all the bad karma behind and start brand new. Now for me, it was an emotional process because I was finally giving up the addiction that I had to getting my hair relaxed. When I finally did the big chop, it was freeing, emotionally freeing, because I was like, I don't have to worry about my hair getting wet when it's raining outside. I don't have to worry about my edges being, you know, sweated out while I'm in a workout. I don't have to worry about how hot it is outside and the humidity. My hair is going to do what it's going to do. Granted, it took me some time to figure it all out, but I managed, and it was the best thing that I ever done. A couple of other things I didn't have to worry about. I didn't have to worry about what side I was going to sleep on. You know, when you have your fresh curls from the hair salon, and you got a fresh relaxer, and she put the nice curls and the tight curls in there, and you'd sleep like this. I was able to sleep nice and comfortable, finally. I didn't have to worry about that, ooh, do I need a touch up? Because the grow out it's looking nappy in the back, and my kitchen needs doing this, that, and the third. But the most emotional time for me during my big chop, right after I got my big chop, was what were my corporate coworkers going to say, right down from my boss all the way down to the people who I work with side by side. And for the most part, nobody said anything outlandish. I don't think anybody had the courage to tell me that they didn't like it anyway. I mean, that's really rude. And in corporate America, you don't really hear that. So the main thing for me is like, what were my white counterparts going to say? Now, I prepped my black colleagues. I was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing the big chop. What do you think I should do? And they gave me a lot of advice. I was just very sensitive. I was just like, man, are they going to accept me? Am I going to lose my job? Is this the way that I want to present myself? Do I have to explain? Most of my white colleagues, they didn't ask many questions. If anything, they pulled me aside. One person in particular pulled me aside and asked, why did you do it? And I appreciated when she asked me that, and I explained to her, you know, my hair was thinning. You know, I was always doing the relaxers. It would cost a lot of money, and now I feel like I'm more free, and this is me, and this is who I am. And, you know, for those of you who would like to continue the conversation about being a natural in corporate America, shoot your emails over to tcsviews@gmail.com, and we can get the discussion going there. So the third step to going natural, I had to just get used to my hair. It wasn't this soft, silky feeling hair anymore. For the most part, the first couple of weeks, maybe almost a month to 2 months, my hair was so dry and brittle, and I was like, what am I gonna do? What is going on? And after much research, I found a couple of blogs, Curly Nikki, naturalcurly.com, Naturality, and Alice in Nappyland, which is one of my favorites. And I learned from those blogs that when you do a big chop, especially when you get it down to a buzz, your hair is in shock. Yes, your hair goes in shock. Why does it go in shock? It goes in shock because it's like, wait a minute, something different just happened. Remember when you cut the grass? I don't know how many of you cut grass, but think of it about like when you're cutting grass or cutting a piece of paper. It's a nice sharp edge, right? And that's what that's what my hair felt like. And I was like, how am I going to get my hair to feel soft the way that I want it? And I learned that my hair needed moisture. And so I saturated my teeny weeny afro every single day with water. So whenever I took my shower, I ran my hair underneath my shower, and then I came out and I was like, all right, what next? Moisturizer. So my favorite moisturizer was Olive Oil by ORS. I think you just pronounced it Ors, but anyway, I would just let my hair dry naturally. You know, I'm lotioning up and doing whatever I need to. So when my hair was damp, I would put a little bit of that olive oil moisturizer in my hair and run it through, and then just go. And over time, like maybe in about the next 4 weeks, I started to feel the difference, and it was no longer dry and brittle, and my hair started to grow, and that was another thing. So I'll explain that process in another time. So to make sure that I kept my hair moisturized throughout the day, I walked around with a little spray bottle. This isn't anything really, it's just a spray bottle that I put some water in it and some oil in it, and I had this in my purse, and I would just pop it around, right? And I would be in the bathroom, I was just like, okay, you feel refreshed, and just go about my business. And it was one of the best tips that one of my other Naturalista friends who works with me in corporate America gave me. So that is a tip that I highly recommend, that you walk around with a nice cute little spray bottle with water and a little bit of your favorite oil moisturizers. And that wraps up the process and the emotional roller coaster of me preparing to go natural. I hope this was helpful for you. So if you have any questions about the process of going natural or any emotional issues of going natural, just shoot me an email and we can discuss. I'm at tcsviews@gmail.com, or you can hit me on the gram at tcsviews, or on Twitter, tcsviews. So there you have it, the process, my emotional process of going natural. And I'm TC's Views, and I'm the 40-year-old Naturalista.